Sharkfest is currently streaming on Nat Geographic's networks, Disney Plus, and Hulu. Ecologist and Nat Geo's shark expert, Dr. Mike Heithaus, here to chat more. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thanks so much for having me.
And we're always discovering something new about sharks.
Yeah, with 500 species, and we've really only learned a bit about maybe a couple dozen of those. There's just so much more to learn pretty much everywhere you go, which makes it super exciting as a scientist and really exciting to share all the cool new discoveries with people on Sharkfest.
Shark versus Ross Edgley. Let's talk a little bit about that because I was watching it with one eye closed, one eye open. It was a lot, but I could not stop watching it.
Well, Ross is a force of nature on his own. I mean, this is a guy who swam around the British Isles and just an extreme athlete. So to compare what Ross could do to sharks was super fun. And so, he compares himself to 4 different sharks, and he and I went out to look at great hammerheads and tiger sharks. And, I'm glad that when he compared his maneuverability to tiger sharks, he had to go up in an airplane to get that feeling of G-forces. I'm glad that was him and not me. But what I really wish, he went toe to toe with tiger sharks in how many calories can you consume? I wish I could consume 30,000 calories like Ross did. And still have 0% body fat. But, the tiger shark buried him with our estimate of about 200,000 calories they could eat of whale blubber in a sitting. And so the cool thing, though, is, Ross had never seen some of these big sharks. So we're able to go in the water and, hopefully people tune in because, Ross is a fantastic person to go on an adventure with, and the sharks are outstanding.
But something that that people are scared of, or something when you go into the water, is being bitten by one. And let's talk a little bit about Shark Attack 360 because you get to study why sharks are biting humans, especially since we're monitoring them more, and we get to see more when they're in the areas where people are going to be.
Yeah, the one thing people need to keep in mind about shark attacks is they are super, super rare. And it's usually more dangerous to be driving to the beach than getting in the water there when it comes to sharks. And things like rip currents are much more dangerous. But still, we're always nervous when we're in the water because we feel like we've got no chance against the shark. So Shark Attack 360 lets us kind of go inside what happened in each of these situations to learn more about the sharks and why they were there and why they might have attacked in these situations. We were able to do some little experiments to show the amazing abilities of sharks, their sense of hearing, their ability to detect electric fields. So I think that this is a show that while we're talking about attacks and trying to learn about these events that are really, really awful, we still are trying to make sure that people understand, these are not mindless killing machines, and to learn more about these sharks. So, hopefully at the end of the show, people are left with more of a sense of awe of what these animals are, but also understanding how important it is to have them in our oceans for healthy ecosystems.
Let's talk a little bit about the gateway to studying and being fascinated with sharks. Because I know for me, it was the movie Jaws where I got fascinated with them. My daughter loves baby shark. That's how she wanted to learn about them. And I heard it was through dolphins is how you got interested in sharks. Let's talk a little bit about, kind of that fascination we've always had with the species.
Yeah, now Jaws terrified me. I became a very good swimmer because my mind said it was dangerous in the deep end of the pool, and I swam as fast as I could. So that was not a good first shark experience. I really got interested in them when I was studying dolphins, and I noticed that lots of dolphins had bites all over their body from sharks. And I was wondering, how do dolphins manage to get a meal without becoming a meal? So I had to start studying tiger sharks, and that just took me on a path that went for decades now, trying to understand more about these really incredible predators, the sharks.
Awesome. Well, Dr. Heithaus, thank you so much for your time today. Sharkfest on National Geographic Networks, Disney Plus, and Hulu.
Thanks so much for having me.
Thank you.